What? I can't. Because it's.
So today I'm joined by a very special guest. How come is it that we know each other?
Oh, it's been years and years when we met. And I seem to remember that we met when the midwife put you on my tummy.
All right. And that makes me your...
Obviously, my daughter.
All right. Thanks for solving the riddle. And thanks for being here. Would you like to tell a little bit more about yourself?
Well, I'm 75, and I don't think I'm quite dotty yet, but that's for someone else to judge.
Yeah.
I've got 4 kids, including you, 3 girls and 1 boy. And I'm a grandmother of 3 children. Yes.
Do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I do, actually. I'm a treasurer. The treasurer.
The?
The, with capital T. The treasurer of a writers' organization or association, actually. And I'm an admin for the association's Facebook group, and I update their pages.
So it's you behind all those memes?
Yes, indeed.
Just kidding, yeah.
No, yeah.
All right.
And I knit a lot. I write a lot.
Any specific genre you are into?
Cozy mystery.
Cozy mystery.
Yes.
What's that?
It's a genre where there's no blood splatters or disconnected limbs. The murder happens, sort of backstage.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's always a sleuth, not a professional detective or anything, but an ordinary person trying to find out who it was.
Like Hercule Poirot kind of vibey.
Yeah, or what was the piece with? Well, anyways. Something like that, yeah.
All right. So the reason why I invited you here today is that, and by the way, your name is Christine, am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So far.
We forgot
I might change it.
You might change it. After 75 years, I might change it, all right?
I might.
Right, sounds like a age crisis. Anyhow, let's talk about information security. Let's start by covering the basics. How well are you familiar with passwords and all kinds of things that keep you secure?
Well...
And how do you keep yourself secure on a daily basis?
My things, my data.
Yeah, how do you protect them?
Yeah,
what?
I use passwords, of course.
What kind of passwords? You don't have to reveal the passwords. I mean, are they
No.
complex? Are they long?
They're complex.
Do you use multi-factor authentication?
Yes, 2-step verification. And then I'm using also mobile ID.
What's a mobile ID?
Do you want it in Finnish?
Is it like you
it's
have...
my telephone number.
Right, okay. So you use that as a protective layer?
Yeah, when I go to
all right.
where I have to sign in,
okay.
Except the bank where I use my
all right. Yeah.
password and things.
Yeah. Do you ever discuss with your friends, like, are you the one who are the most savviest out of them all when it comes to... Because you've been quite savvy with all things tech and information security. Like, you are the one who emails me about threats that you've seen on the news.
Yep.
Right? How do you ever discuss with your friends?
No.
How are they?
No, they're not interested.
They are not interested?
No. They think it's jumping through too many loopholes.
Yeah, so it's too complex.
They just want it blank.
All right, so it's too complex.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to put words into your mouth, but is it like they are expecting it to be easier for them, and they expect that they are not required to do anything, or how is it? Do we know? Do
Rather
you know?
like that.
Right.
And the older you get, your cognitive faculties sort of crumble.
Yeah.
And you don't understand why.
Yeah.
Or what for.
Yeah. Is there anything that helps you, not only you, but your friends or family members, the senior members of the family, to understand better the what and the why and the how?
I've been trying to make it understandable when we very seldom discuss the matter. It's always like when they have a problem, they turn to me and ask, what shall I do? How will I solve this? How is this solvable? Is this solvable at all?
Yeah.
And I try to help them. Often I succeed with the knowledge I've gained years and years ago.
So do they ever like understand it after you've walked them through it? So
I
they
walk
have
them
this...
through it, but then they forget it.
All right.
Nice.
Great success. Yeah. How would you describe from let's say from 1 being like the worst to 10 being excellent? How would you describe your level of information when it comes to information security? How knowledgeable are you in the area? From 1
I
to 10?
don't know. I have never taken a test.
Yeah, but when you consider that you understand that you need to have different kinds of protective layers, such as passwords, maybe two-factor authentication, you have to stay vigilant online. You understand, assumably, what's the difference between misinformation and disinformation.
I do.
Yes. So when you consider all these different factors, where would you place yourself in the scale from 1 to 10?
I'm not one to brag, but that's why I say somewhere around 6, 7.
Right. And I think that's quite accurate. I think you would be 7 even, 7.5. Because you have to consider your age.
Yeah.
You have to do some cross-referencing, to your peers.
Yes.
So, when we're in that spectrum, then I would, rate you as 7 or 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you keep up with different kinds of online threats? We can start dissecting the threats like one by one. What do you do? Do you know what smishing is?
No.
It's basically phishing. Do you know what phishing is?
Oh, with the P. Yeah, I know something about it.
Yeah, but then again, smishing is something that happens via SMS.
Okay.
The same kind of like modus operandi, but it happens through SMS.
Yeah, okay. A text message comes and says, "Oh, I love you.
Click
You're
the
so
link.
beautiful.
You
Would
won
you
the
click?
lottery."
Would you click? Yeah. No.
Oh, right.
Yes, I know about but I didn't know about the SMS.
Right.
But I've probably even seen.
You have. Yeah,
I have.
Recall
actually.
when you or was it someone else in the family received a message from Posti, Finnish post office?
Yeah.
And it says you will there's a delivery coming up. Here you can follow and track the delivery.
But I always look at the link, and that there's the lock and the HTTP and / and the correct name of the company. I don't go clicking any messages or links in the message that look very funny, because Posti has not very funny links, if at all. And they don't usually send links through SMSs, because when you're a customer, you can use their app and the information comes through that.
Yeah, in a reliable way.
Yeah, but they do send SMSs. But, when you look at them, you get a funny feeling when you look at the phishing ones.
Yeah.
You get a funny feeling. It doesn't look right.
But even though you check the address field, the HTTPS, etc., how do you make sure that it's a legitimate page, even though it has the you know.
I don't
Right.
click on that.
Yeah.
I go to post this page.
All right. Yeah.
I don't do anything like that.
Yeah. And how about phishing with PH? Do you have any situations where you have received an actual scam message, and do you have any experience from that, or have you just
I
avoided
don't
clicking?
remember. I just delete them right away when
That's good.
anything is suspicious. I delete them.
Yeah, that's why I don't respond to my messages.
Thank you. I didn't mean that.
No, I was just kidding. Yeah. Can you share a story about a time when you felt particularly insecure? Like was it that you have actually done something and you were like not certain, were your data being exposed or?
I almost did. I got an email about, and I'm a very curious person, so that's
Likewise.
a very, very bad thing.
I don't think
you
it's
want to
necessarily
click everything that looks
Yeah.
very,
Yeah, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to be
No,
curious,
no,
because
but
then you
it
know
can
how
go
it works,
overboard.
and then you can warn others.
Yeah.
You have awareness.
Yeah, but there was a time when a message, an email that it had included a link, and they were offering for free something.
Yeah.
And I looked at the message and I thought, oh no, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Delete, and I deleted from the trash as well.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
closed though.
Yeah, right. So the old saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it often is.
Not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too
It
good
isn't true.
to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's too good to be true, it's not true.
So did you learn anything from that when you deleted that suspicious message? What was the lesson learned?
The lesson learned was, do not be over curious. Be careful, more or less.
Have you had any experiences where you have actually clicked the link but
No.
and anything that was, harmful in a way?
No, never,
Right.
never.
Has someone in your close circle of friends or immediate family have experienced anything similar?
That immediate family, I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because sometimes it can be so that they feel ashamed.
Yeah.
And the sense of being ashamed
Oh,
hinders
sorry.
them.
There's one elderly lady who went and clicked. I don't know how it went.
Yeah.
But anyway, she got rid of her monies.
All
of them.
Okay. What happened then? Did she get any of her money back, or?
I don't know. I don't know. People lent her money or gave her money that she could, pay her rent and bills.
Right.
Because her bank account was totally empty.
Let's discuss about what's happening recently, and what has caught your eye. Is there anything specific that you might think is intriguing? AI
is intriguing.
The what?
AI.
AI. Why is it intriguing?
Well, it's starting to be very clever, and that's a bit disturbing. Because now writers can, sort of write a book, or the AI is writing the book. And I've tried a couple of AIs, and they were actually very clever when prompted correctly.
Right.
It was very interesting.
It can also be very alarming because you have to practice critical thinking and not just take whatever is prompted. You have to proofread it again.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I would never do. I could possibly prompt AI to give me ideas about certain things.
Yeah.
And then go through them and ponder on them and maybe make them a bit more specific by asking and like that I might use AI.
Yeah. Just to ease up your thought process.
Yeah.
To clarify a couple of things. How do you feel about, or do you have any experience or knowledge regarding disinformation? Or let's start with misinformation. Misinformation is something that is perceived as truth and then being spread by these innocent people who, assume it's the truth, but then again, at the end of the day, we'll find out that this was actually incorrect.
Yeah.
And that's basically a very successful spread of misinformation. Do you have any experiences, or what are your thoughts?
What's disinformation? Is it like it's not information at all?
It's information, but it has this malicious intent to be spread to serve someone else's master plan or agenda. And for example, Russian does this quite.
Yeah, like the Italian we heard on the news yesterday. The Italian artist, was he?
Yeah, the one who does these murals on the walls.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider it disinformation per se. I just think that he's being used as a tool in the Russian mechanism to spread information. Or maybe it's disinformation. I don't know. Maybe the listeners and the viewers can educate us. Yeah. But anyhow, have you had any experiences with misinformation?
Well, if misinformation is well, I've seen, for instance, on Facebook, like big clickable headlines that this and that famous person has been, all but dead. And you click on it, and it takes you to, I don't know, because I haven't clicked it.
Okay, it sounds like phishing.
Sounds like it.
Like a clickbait to get your attention and then something else.
Yeah.
Have you then have any encounters what comes to disinformation that you know for a fact that this isn't the truth, but it's still being spread?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think the best way to educate oneself in disinformation is to read about the same subject in different medias.
Right, cross-referencing,
Yeah.
checking the data.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct. That's what I would do. What would be your tips regarding staying safe online?
Two-step verification.
Authentication, you mean?
Whatever, either or.
Yeah.
And then a strong password, and possibly use a security company who provides these password vaults.
Do you feel comfortable adopting a new tool when it comes to security, like authenticator tools, or do you feel it's easy?
Yeah.
You feel it's easy to use them?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they multiply now that AI is in the world.
How would they multiply?
These technologies multiply, because if AI can solve passwords, you gotta make a safer place for them. They did used to have some security programs on Windows machines already installed when but it's always the customer's thing to take it.
Yeah, the user's responsibility
to use it.
Yeah. Would you have any tips on how can individuals, senior citizens like yourself, stay and protect themselves from online threats? You've already listed a couple, but staying up with the times, reading some news, what would be your go-to places?
Blogs by good people with good reputation in these matters, and then to subscribing to newsletters. It's I don't know how many newsletters are coming out in Finnish. I usually read English blogs and newsletters.
Right. Do you ever share these with your friends, like, hey, did you see this happening? Stay alert, or?
No.
You don't. All right.
No, I'm not the cyber police.
No. But I mean, educating your peers and your family members, or
Yes,
like
yes,
you
yes,
sent these
yes.
links to me.
Yes, yes, yes.
Even though I work in the industry,
I
and I
know.
received it 3 weeks ago.
I know.
But anyhow,
I thought so.
yeah. But thanks for considering me.
Yeah.
So you read blogs. You read obviously news headlines.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. All right. And that's how you keep up with
Yes.
what's happening with the threat.
Because I'm a curious person.
All right. Every end of an episode, I do this word
no.
prompt. So the thing is, I will list you 10 different words, all related to the episode's theme, being information security. And you can just list whatever comes to your mind. There are no right or wrong answers. There are only people with thoughts.
Okay.
Let's start. Technology.
Something to do with machines and
Okay.
machines.
Let's leave it at that. Firewall.
Oh, firewall. That's in a computer. Windows mostly has a firewall that supposedly keeps the viruses at bay.
Right. Backup.
Oh, very, very. Oh dear, you'll have to back up your whatever you do yourself, like your projects and your whatnots. You'll have to either back up them on a memory stick, or you'll have to send them to yourself by email attachments, or you have to use cloud, or in Mac machines, the iCloud, or Google Drive to keep them safe.
Why would you want to do backup? Why would you want to back up your data?
Oh, God, I don't know. I just want them to be safe somewhere in case I need them again.
It's because if something bad happens, you will have...
Oh, yes, that's...
You can then restore them from that backup.
Yeah, true.
And you can just continue where you left off.
True.
This is especially important when you write.
Yeah, it is.
Encryption.
Oh, I had a passage in my story where the sleuth found...
What's a sleuth?
Private detective.
So private detective can also be a sleuth?
A sleuth.
Okay, I need to Google.
SLEUTH.
Never heard. All right.
Okay.
Anyhow. Yeah.
So she found in an email codes, long codes, which she couldn't, open them. She didn't know how. So she Googled and got a PDF full of different, like secret codes, how to make them. And finally she could open the code.
So
Is that
she
something
that's
likewise?
encryption, but she decrypted.
What?
Encryption is what she saw, something encrypted, and she was decrypting it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Data breach.
Data breach. Is it something to do with the GDPR?
Not necessarily. Companies can violate the GDPR if they suffer from a data breach.
Yeah, okay.
But do you want me to share?
Do.
So data breach is something that is an outcome of the data leaking out from the systems that are supposedly protecting the data. So there's something wrong with the security mechanisms and controls, and that's why the data, or in people, and that's why the data was leaked out.
Okay, like the big leak in the big dairy company not long ago.
Yeah, for example.
Or the psychiatric or what therapy thing.
Yeah, vastaamo.
Yeah.
Password. Password.
I remember
ding, ding,
all
ding,
those.
ding.
Oh, those.
Just whatever
all those
comes to your mind.
memes
Yeah.
about passwords. Good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Password. It's something you have to make up.
Yeah.
And it has to have at least 8 something, numbers, or
Letters or symbols or special characters.
anything.
Why is that?
I don't know.
It's because they're more complex.
Ah, yes, true. I should
The
have
more
thought.
difficult it is to crack.
Yeah.
All right. 7th word, hacker.
There are two kinds, white hat and black hat.
What's
the
the
whi-
difference?
The white ones are good ones and the black ones are bad ones.
Oh, I'm very impressed because sometimes when people talk about hackers, they only refer to cyber criminals, but they are indeed two kinds.
Yeah.
The ethical ones being the white hat hackers, and then the black hat hackers being the
The bad ones.
non-ethical. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
impressive. All right, 8th word, cyber warfare. Cyber warfare.
Cyber warfare.
So we have war happening on the land.
We have a
Cyber warfare. What comes to mind?
What comes to mind? Well, firstly, I've been very worried about the Russians now sending up their satellites way higher than other satellites are.
Mm.
And as everything depends on information and data, and everything depends on satellite. Well, the water system, the electricity, and anything broadband, blah blah blah, whatever. They all depend on satellites.
Yeah.
And if now they pop, plink plonk plonk, satellites. So there we are. So that's a kind of cyber warfare as well, because it's information that is destroyed.
Something happening in the cyberspace.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 9th word, malware.
I read that they attack COM and exe files, and then the whole shebang crashes.
Might happen. Yeah. All right. The final word, awareness.
Everyone should be. And I think that this information security, or whatever it's called, it should be taught in schools. There should be enough money to teach them through the classes up until the graduation. When you have a situation, a war or something, invasion, you'll have to have X liters water and blah, blah, blah.
The survival or I know what you mean.
The survival
package. The kit or something. Yeah.
It should be a part of that too.
Yeah.
And there should be a booklet about all this included.
All right. I think we're done. Any thoughts? You were very nervous joining this episode?
Yes.
Why were you nervous?
Not because of you.
Obviously, yeah.
But because I haven't spoken English in years. I only think in English. So
right.
What comes out
is a mystery.
That too may sound a bit odd. But,
you did very well.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.